Hey guys, DVD 264 here. Got a cool little product I just got. Um, this is my first package of many packages I'm going to be getting soon. My upcoming deployment. And um, I, I I got this. I hear that they're starting to issue these now in marksmanship kits for units that are deploying. Um, I always had just a composite front grip for my M16, M4, whatever I was using, especially at attack rail. Um, I'll tell you how this is going to benefit me the most. I don't know how people, everyone shoots different. Everyone has different styles. I always kept my regular ACOGs um, optics on my weapon with a regular front post, and in my bug out bag, I always kept my bipod and my designated marksman scope. Pain in the ass to switch over to get your long shot. Um, Anyone's been to Iraq, Afghanistan, you know that sometimes you have time to take that long shot. Sometimes you've got a matter of seconds to take those long shots. You're switching from um, an unprotected position to a protected position from a fixed position to a kneeling position, a prone position. Now you're firing, out of your Humvee. It's the transition is just ridiculous. So how this benefits me is that it's got a bipod built into the front grip. I'll show you. It's got a little push button, and that button deploys the bipod. Now, I am already going to save time with this because if all I have to do is switch over to my designated marksman scope, that's already going to save me time. I'm not saying I do this every time I was in a firefight. I'm just saying that if I had to, it would be preferred that one less thing to change over, because God bless attack rail, because it makes it easier to switch over items instead of having a permanent fixed item on your weapon. But time is of the essence. You need to take the shot quick. So already, to me, this is a great product because I'm already eliminating one item to take off. And this is not a flimsy item. I'm going to tell you towards the end here how to look for the fake one of these grip pods. It is very stable. I mean, there's no play in this whatsoever. So I would have complete confidence in putting my weight on the weapon and taking that shot, and not worrying about lean side to side, or the spring kind of giving in a little bit, or the leg, the plastic leg kind of giving in a little bit. I have complete confidence in this. So I'm going to tell you right now, if you're used to having on any weapon that has a tack rail on it and you have a front grip, it's a little bit heavier than your standard grips. So that is a negative towards this item, but I think it compensates because you should be used to your weapon having more of a, the front being heavier because of IR and stuff like that's on the front of your weapon anyways. You should be used to having basically top heavy weapon, is because I'm all about stability in my shots. I hate taking free shots and just let's see where she blows. So this to me is already going to save me. Now, I will give you the negatives. Like I said, for one, it's heavy. Two, a lot of people don't like the length of it because it is a little bit longer. My old front, my composite grip, could put my three fingers on and my pinky would barely be tapping the bottom. Now you're adding about an inch and a half, 2 inches. But yet again, I had one and it was rounded bottom, and when I was taking, any shot that needed stability, long shot or precise shot, more of controlled killing, it wasn't stable because the bottom was rounded. So as you're firing that weapon, it's kind of still got one of those little leans to it. Now, and that's the other bonus to this is the bottom of the bipod is still exposed when it's retracted back into the handle. And it's I'm not saying that it's the most stable, but front to back, it's got a little lean to it. Side to side, there's none. And that's most of the time when you're taking a shot, especially from a rooftop or a Jersey barrier or something like that. Most of the time, you're already gonna acquire your target, and you're gonna tilt it forward, and you're gonna get elevation. Most of the time, you're not gonna be doing the side to side thing because you're gonna readjust your body yourself to that position, and you're gonna get your elevation. So, like I said, everyone shoots different. So don't kill me too much if, I'm not trying to school you or nothing, but this is just from my personal opinion. But it's, I don't know if you can read the name on there. It's got the NSN. You probably can't see it, but it's an NSN. It's a G.P.S. grip pod system. Great product. Like I said, I've used this before on a M16A2, one of my marksmanship schools, and I fell in love with it. I'm actually going to range with my new weapon I was issued, my M4, and I will get back to you on that. But great product. The stability on this thing, I had one that was probably 2 years old, and I'll tell you what, it'd been beaten to shit, but it still had its stability. Um, in length of time in combat, I never really seen these too much. These are kind of more coming out more recently. I've seen a couple, but more recently, they're, like I said, I think they're starting to issue them now with some of the marksmanship kits and stuff like that before you get deployed. Um, so if you got any feedback on good, bad, long term, comment me, message me. If you got any more questions, let me know on it. Um, Now let me tell you how to catch a scammer with one of these products. First off, easy one. If you're at a gun show and it's actually in your hand, shake it. Nothing. There's no movement inside. There's no moving parts that's rattling around. Um, that's one of the biggest things. In a lot of the fakes, you're going to hear the spring rattle around, and it's going to be chintzy. Um, and me personally, if something rattles on my weapon, I will destroy it. I absolutely hate things rattling on my weapon. Um, Two, the wing nut, the screw and the wing nut. You can see it's a thick through bolt there. The cheaper ones, they're gonna be less than an eighth inch, just a real chintzy screw. And when you tighten it, that's the problem what you run into. Sometimes you'll catch them before, sometimes you won't. If you tighten them down, they'll just take the threads right off. Another thing is the wing nut in a good grip pod in a G.P.S. will not come off. Once you get to the end, it stops. All the other ones, they'll come right off and you'll lose that son of a bitch. I'll guarantee that. Like I said, it's got the name brand on it. I'm not sure if there's anyone that's, any good name brand that's making the same product. All I found is G.P.S. and shit-ass knockoffs that it's going to break. You're not going to have any stability. That it's going to be a waste of your money. I mean, it's Sorry, I had to make it in two-part. Told you I'm long-winded. Um, but yeah, the cheap ones, I've just heard nothing but bad reviews on it. So always check your products before you get them. Um, like I said, I got this one off of eBay from a reliable source, so I knew I was getting a grip pod. I knew it was the name brand, and it wasn't, he wasn't going to screw me around on a cheap piece of crap. Um, but if anyone watches this and they um, have had it for a long period of times, goods, positives, negatives, I'd like to know. I am taking this into theater, and I'd like to see longevity of it. Like I said, in theory, from what I'm seeing so far, if it holds up through theater, this is going to help me so much. But, you know, like I said, I went, the course I was at was 8 weeks. That's 8 weeks compared to a year, so, and, you're kind of more in a controlled environment when you're in training. You know, my composite grip went through hell, but it's also a composite grip. It's not a moving piece. I rammed that thing into so many Jersey barriers and got it caught in doors of Humvees and stuff, and it still kept kicking for me. But it's all different. So, like I said, if have used it, goods, bads, comment the video, send me a message, anything like that. And if you want any more information on it, let me know. If I don't know it, I'll track down the info for you. And y'all have a good day. Appreciate you for listening.